Oh, it's a sailfish right there. Look at that. Yeah. Woo! Woo! There he goes. There he is. Fish on. Woo! Oh, something good here. Whoa! This is a good fish. Alright, FishAholic fam. Well, welcome back to another episode. So we're heading out on the FishAholic rig right now. As you can see, it's a little after sunrise. I think sunrise was at around like 6:40, and right now it's like 7:10. And I'm not really sure what we're gonna encounter today. I'm hoping that we'll find some snapper out offshore, maybe some blackfin tuna. This grouper season just opened, so that would be cool to encounter some of them. But to start, we're gonna try and catch some bait first and then work our way out towards the ocean. And depending on the sea conditions, that'll kind of tell us what we're gonna end up doing. So stay tuned. Let's see if we can get some bait and get this day started off right. Let's grab the cast net, and I'm gonna try a couple tosses right along the mangroves here, and I'll give it like 10 minutes. If we don't see any bait or can't catch any bait, then we'll head out onto the ocean and try and sabiki up some baits. And also, you may notice that I don't have a big cooler on board, which I normally would store my catch in, but this right here is my fish box, but it really doesn't hold ice that well. So recently, Buffalo Gear sent me this really awesome kill bag here, and a big shout out to Buffalo Gear for also sponsoring this video. And I've got 3 bags of ice in here, and I got a bunch of dead bait for mutton snapper or mangrove snapper. But I'm really hoping to get a couple nice fish in here and to put it to the test for y'all watching at home. And maybe if you're interested in picking one up, you can check the link down in the description. Huh. The net didn't properly close because of all the weeds on the bottom. One? Oh my gosh. Ridiculous. I kid you not, guys, I'm throwing on top of like 20-30 mullet at a time. After catching a couple dozen baits, I ran to the inlet, and it was a lot rougher there and on the ocean than I anticipated. The outgoing tide was ripping out against the light northeast wind, and it was enough to make the water rough for my boat. So I decided to go back inshore, and I tried to catch more bait until the outgoing tide was over. Then once the time was right, I beelined it out to our first spot on the ocean. All right, well, we made it out onto the ocean. Let's put the trolling motor down to see if we can stay on spot lock in the current. Oh. To start at this first spot, I'm just gonna throw this mullet out on a flat line, but this spot is actually a mutton spot, so I think I'll chunk up or plug up those dead pilchards and greenies that I have in the cooler, and then I'll drop them down to the bottom and see if we can get some mutton snapper. And if we're lucky, maybe a cobia or a sailfish will pick up this mullet out the back. What a mess. It was tough to catch any good amount of bait today too. So after I had those few bites along that seawall, I did spend some more time to catch some more bait, although it really wasn't productive. And then the tide went slack and it got calm enough for me to start heading out here, so we are here. So how I like to cut up these baits for mutton is cut the head off first, then the tail, or vice versa. And being that these are smaller baits, that kind of is perfect just the way it is. Sometimes I also like to make it a little bit thinner, so I'll cut a strip off the belly just like that, and that's like a greenie or pilchard plug for mutton snapper. So we got a 12-ounce sinker here. I'm gonna start with an 8-ounce, and if it's too light, then we'll go up to 12. And I'm in 98 feet of water right now in this spot. I just got some of these line clips for mutton snapper fishing, and I used them the other day and they worked out really well, and it's gonna make life a lot easier being able to wind my really long leaders just right onto the spool of the reel, because that clips on and off really easily. All right, let's see if that gets a bite. And once I get to my FG knot here, I'm gonna clip on my weight just like that, and now we're gonna send it down to the bottom. Oh, fish on. I got something small here. Oh, a little lane snapper. Cool. These guys just have to be 8 inches to keep, and he's 10 inches. So I'll throw this little guy in the box. You know, I got to get the day started somehow. Sweet. Guys, well, the current is actually light enough. I think I'm gonna switch to 4 ounces. Oh, on again. This is a better fish here. This could be a keeper mutton if I can get him up without getting eaten. Come on, baby. Come on up. There's the sinker. Oh God. Oh yeah. That might keep right there. Nice. Yeah, that's definitely a keeper. Woo. Let's get a quick measure on them. Oh yeah, a little over 18. I'm just gonna bleed them and throw them in this bucket, and then I'll throw them on ice. Let's throw them in the bag. Oh yeah. Let's grab a few. These baits are still like rock solid, which is actually good that they're a little frozen because they'll stay on the hook a little bit better when you first put them down there. So then the little stuff can't rip it off. Let's see if we can get another. Something's trying to eat our flat line. Oh, it's a sailfish right there. Look at that. Yeah. Woo! Woo! There he goes. Sailfish on the mullet. Oh, did he come off? Or is he swimming at me? Oh, yep. He's swimming at me. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Look at this fish. What? What a crazy fish. Let's get this rod out of the way. Oh. Woo! Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. So I wound up my snapper rod because I was gonna drop down to 25-pound fluoro because I stopped getting bites. So I'm glad I had this one flat line out. So we were still fishing while rigging. And this is a nice little fun-sized sail that I have hooked up here on this setup, which is the 7-foot heavy action dark matter FishAholic spinning rod paired up with a 12,000 Shimano bait runner. Oh, there he goes again. Sweet. I guess we have this fish hooked pretty good. She's probably jumped like 15, 20 times already by now. This fish started taking off down current. It's kind of weird. It came right at the boat, went down around the bow, and then just took off down current. And I had to go off spot lock just so I could kind of drift and fight the fish as we go along. There she is, right down there. She's got me doing circles around the boat. And man, oh man, what a gorgeous fish. There we go. Let's try and get her now. Oh, I got her. Oh. This ain't easy with my eyes are I can't really see right now because the sunscreen, I think, sweated off into my eyes. But I got the hook out. All right, guys, a little closer look at this beautiful sailfish right there. Woo! Thank you, baby. Let's get her back quick now. All right, she's starting to kick her tail. Let's see if she's good to go. All right, so sweet, we got a sailfish on the board for the day, and I'll be honest, the hardest thing about that fight was the sunscreen getting in my eyes, because I had to land it, unhook it, and release it with like one eye open, because the sunscreen was dripping into my eyes and burning it like crazy. And this is the sunscreen I was using, which I probably will not use again. And I came back up now to that same spot where we got the mutton and the sailfish, and I've never caught a sailfish right here in this spot. I've just caught mutton, so it was cool to encounter that. And as you can see, the seas are getting a little bit snarkier and the wind is picking up a little bit more, but the sailfish like the wind. So maybe we could throw out another mullet up top on a flat line, and who knows, we could get eaten again by another sail. And maybe if we're lucky, we could drop another bait down to the bottom and get one more keeper mutton for that buffalo gear kill cooler. Let's see if something else nice will hit the mullet. Switching back to 8 ounces because I think we need it now. The current is really ripping. And let's see if lighter leader helps us get another mutton. I dropped down to 25-pound fluoro, which is a little risky, but it's manageable. And I put on a smaller hook.
Alright, so unfortunately not a whole lot of bites after that sailfish, and as the afternoon progressed, the seas started to get a little bit rougher, so I decided to wind it up and head back inshore, and we tried one last spot with hopes of getting a nice snook.
Alright guys, we're back inshore, and I tied on this 4-inch FishAholic finback shad. And I'm gonna try dropping it down along here and just drifting and jigging it, and maybe we'll get lucky and we can nail a couple nice snook before calling it a day. There he is, fish on. Woo! Oh, something good here. Whoa! This is a good fish. Wow. I got him next to the boat now. Now let's see what he's gonna be. I'm thinking it's got to be a snook, being that it did not get us on the bottom structure. And if it is a snook, it's probably an overslot. Oh yeah. Look at that. Chunky snook. Wow, that's a thick one. And look where we got her. I accidentally got her in the side of the head. She is right on 34 inches. So, unfortunately, too big to keep. Down she goes. All right, guys, pretty sweet. We got a nice snook before calling it a day. And now I'm gonna just fillet up the 2 fish that I have, and you know, then we're gonna head straight back to the dock. Not much meat on these guys, so you gotta be pretty precise. Nice little fillet. Perfect for snapper tacos. Look at that. And I'm keeping the skins and the carcasses in case we get stopped by FWC. Check that out. 2 beautiful mutton snapper fillets. Pretty good. Nice. So I just wanted to show you guys how much ice is still in here. Look at it. Like, there's barely any water in here, and these are the same 3 bags that I've had in here all day. And also, look at my baits, my dead baits, they're still practically frozen. Like I can probably knock on it. That's a hard bait. Nice. I'm just gonna dump these because we're not snapper fishing for the rest of the day. The catfishing grouper are gonna be lucky. And the final thing that I really love about this kill cooler bag is now I can just open that drain and dump out any of the water that I want to. and it'll drain right out of this fish box. And when I get home, I'll probably be able to save this ice for my next trip out. Alright guys, well thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button down below, and I hope to see you all in the next episode. And if you want to check out Buffalo Gear coolers and some of their other tackle and equipment, I'll have those links down in the description below. And a huge shout out to Buffalo Gear for supporting the channel. And until next time, Fishaholics, live to fish, fish to live.